Hello family, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy E, the Dividend Passport Bro, back with another video. And as always, I like to say thanks to all of our new subscribers. Thank you guys for watching the content, liking and sharing the content. I appreciate you guys, because without you, there would be no me. Okay, now you guys know I'm just a 52-year-old man that makes video about my portfolio and my portfolio alone. So do not take this as financial advice. You can use this as a guide to get you to where you need to get to financially. Okay, but do your own research. Okay guys, now with that said, let's get down to business, because as we are on our way to 3,000 subs, I appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel as I continue to bring you content every single day. Okay, so let's get down to business, like I like to say, because business is booming and the screen is great. Let me see if I can refresh this. It's going to show up, and sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But if you guys been paying any attention to the market today, because this thing is not coming up, okay, and I don't know why, but it's not coming up, and sometimes it does, but it's not coming up. I don't know if it's the internet, but it's not working. But today the market is red, so a lot of the companies that we invest in are in the red today. You know what, let me do this over. We're gonna build this as we fly. So we're gonna go right here and pop that up, boom, there we go. We'll bring it back over, and we're not buying nothing, and of course you see it's still not coming up. I don't know what to say. This is just annoying, but it's just one of those days, guys. It's just the day to day. The market is horrible. The portfolio is down, just like this screen that's refusing to come up right now because the market is basically down today. Portfolio is down big time. But we can look at some crypto, because crypto never fails, right? The crypto never fails. It's always crypto. As you can see, crypto market is down from what it was yesterday, but I mean, it is what it is. Bitcoin is down to $104,000. Can you imagine what Bitcoin was at $400,000? Now, it's something that people say is going to happen. I don't know, but I don't even know if I can afford one Bitcoin at this time. So when I ever get to 400,000, at least my one Bitcoin will be worth 400,000. But I can't afford that. But as you can see right now, Ethereum is down to 2,500, XRP 218. BNB is down to, well, is it down or is it just $648.12? Okay, Solano $148.69. And what else? Doge 17 cents. Who got Doge? Cardano is 61 cents and counting. And Shiba is still at 19th place at 0.0000000 percentage. But guys, hey, you invest, you do at your own risk. Shiba is technically up today, right? But as you can see, the market cap is dropping, right? At some point that market cap was over 7.4, now it's down to 6.8. The market cap is dropping, but you guys know the market's been changing. The last 6 months market's been kind of deteriorating a little bit from all the stuff that happened with tariffs and stuff. So it's been going up and down. But you can see though, the volume is still a lot. $260 million volume in the last 24 hours. That is crazy, a lot. Okay, now back to my smallest portfolio, which is at 1,500 plus. Now this portfolio is at 1,500, right? I remember when this portfolio was 100. Now it's at $1,500. Okay, and at some point it's gonna be at $15,000. Okay, so it's just that growth process, right? With my account, the growth process. Now you guys can see all the stuff I have in this account. Okay, now this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go and buy this stuff. Okay, you do at your own free risk. I'm just sharing what I have in my account. As you can see, that's a lot. I had to move that mouse a lot. Okay, to show all my positions. Okay, and for me, I like it like this, because my goal is to have all my little positions bringing me in $100 a month, and I can do good with that. Even though some of these positions, when I start to add a little bit of money in there, they're gonna bring me more than $100 a month. But that's still something you have to work on when you're doing your own stuff. Now, today I didn't buy anything because I didn't have any money to buy, and I didn't add any money to the portfolio. Now that I think about it, I'm like, man, I should have added maybe a couple $100 to the portfolio and just buy something to bring down my average cost, okay? Especially some of the stuff that I have that the average cost is still high. But most of the stuff I have in this portfolio now, the average cost is pretty close to what the positions are. There might not be that much because this portfolio is still brand new, right? Less than a couple months old since I started adding funds into this portfolio when I transfer everything out. So a lot of the stuff in here is still fairly new. Okay, now we look at Charlie Schwab. I didn't buy nothing in Charlie Schwab today. I still got that $3.70 something cents. I almost said $370 in there. But if I had $370 in there, I would have spent it already. You guys know me. Because this portfolio here, there is no margin, so I don't have to hold on to my penny and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. No, there's no margin. So whenever the money comes in to spend, I just go ahead and spend it and get it out the way. Now, you see all my top positions here, my dividend kings and stuff. That's up here, okay? My aristocrats. These are these guys up here that pay. They don't have a high yield, but they pay a decent yield, okay? They might not all be dividend kings and dividend aristocrats, but they pay a decent yield. And then we'll get down here to my yield max position. I got my JEP, my JEP-Qs, my CLM, my CRF. You know, those are my income producing position right now. Okay, I need to add a little bit more to this, but with dealing with Charles Schwab, it don't do fractional share. So I know I talked about this a couple of times. I am thinking about moving all of the positions out of here to Robinhood, even though this account is technically my car fund. But if that's the case, I would just have to move all my car money to Fidelity, right? Which is where the money is right now anyway. All of my car money is in Fidelity technically. And then I open up that Fidelity cash management account, which pretty much similar to my Charles Schwab account that allow free international, fees and stuff like that. So, I kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, but this is something that's still gonna happen because y'all know I like my fractional share, right? And if I move this to Fidelity, you guys not gonna see this account again. And Robinhood will not allow me to have multiple accounts except if I do a joint account, right? They're not gonna allow me to have multiple accounts on the same platform except if I do a joint, and it'll be separate accounts, right? But I'm not doing a joint account with anybody, okay? So that's not gonna happen. So the only other option would be, since this is a single account, I can move it to where I can use it as my daughter tuition account. It can go towards my daughter tuition account, and I can just pull the money from the car from the other account. But with all of these, it's not. I'm not down a lot, $2,000 something. It's not a lot, so it doesn't make a big deal to move it only down $2,000, and most of that $2,000 coming from Misty. So if I add more positions to Misty, right, from where you see that almost like $5, almost $5 in the difference, will make a big difference. But for now, we're gonna stay here. Now, I talk about stuff a lot, and then one day I just boom, it just happened. So I've been talking about this now for maybe a couple of days now in doing the videos. At some point, I might just say, you know what, to hell with it. We're gonna make it happen. Let's move this out. Okay. So as you can see, my portfolio is down today, as I was saying, due to the market, right? Due to the market being all jacked up, the portfolio is down, and it finally come up, right? And you guys can see all this stuff, right? Everybody the companies that we usually pull out of money in is in the red. Nvidia, Meta, Google, Broadcom, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, JP Morgan Chase, Berkshire Hathaway, Amazon. All these guys are in the red, right? You can see. So I wanted to show you guys this so you can see what's going on. For those of you who don't pay attention to the market, we got it there now. But over here, we're down 7,000, We made 10,000 yesterday. We're down 7,000 today. And this is all in growth, right? So we still got, you know, a couple of change in there somewhere. Tomorrow we don't know what the market gonna do. If tomorrow is Wednesday when we get the notification what we're gonna get paid. So it's kind of crazy, right? But still, we're gonna go through this like we do every day and talk about what's going on with the portfolio. And as you guys can see, we're coming back. Now, tomorrow we're gonna get notice or we get paid, right? If the income tomorrow is close, similar or more, especially from PLTY, if we get 7 point whatever or 8 point something, that would be amazing. Okay, that would be good, especially in my retirement portfolio, because I need to pull that money out to buy my apartment across the street right there. Okay, I already paid 20% of the money already, 25%, so the balance 75%. So we'll break it up into threes, right? But depending on what PLTY does, right? And we still waiting on the bank to release the money that we paid off to show that the mortgage has been paid off. So I might not have to make no payment this month until next month. That's what my attorney told me, until we get that paper saying the balance has been paid with the bank, and they take their own time over here. So it could be a couple more weeks before we get that. And for me, that's great, because it will give me time for PLTY to grow back, right? For that money to grow back up. And I can say, you know what, give me a couple more weeks, give me a week, give me 2 weeks. And I can just go ahead and pay the full balance off, because technically, as of today, I have more money in the account than I need, because when I bought PLTY at $59,000 over a month ago, right now it has $62,000, and with the market being down, right? So when we get dividend, depending on how much dividend we get, I got 1,000 shares in that portfolio. Depending on how much dividend we get in my retirement account, that can put anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 in more in the account, and all I need to pull out is 60 grand. Well, plus transfer and all that fees and stuff, maybe 65,000. Okay, so that's what I need to pull up right now is $65,000, so I can pay the balance off my property and get it done. Okay, so as you can see, I'm excited, and I'm hoping that the rate go up a little bit more. If the rate can go up a little bit more, that's even better. That means more money in my pocket. Okay, guys. Now, today, as of today, we got 35K coming in. I did 44 plus K last month, 35K down this month. I mean, that means we're down a good, $9,000. That's a lot of money. 9 grand. That's what people making a month, right? We're down $9,000 in income this month. Now, most of this money is going to pay down my margins. So if I get $9,000 plus, right, coming in this month, or more than that, most of that money is going into my Fidelity account to pay down my margins, to bring my margin number down. Okay, so if you guys see me, I'm not buying a lot of stuff in my Fidelity portfolio. That's the reason, because I'm trying to let the income come in to pay down my margins. Okay, I'm only buying when really necessary, because I'm still spending money out of the account. Okay, I'm still pulling $4,000 to $5,000 to $6,000 out of the account every month, right? And sometimes $10,000 every month, because I have to pay, when I pay out my credit card, I just pay the balance out, and I pull out another $3,000 or $4,000 every month. So I'm pulling roughly about $9,000 out of this account every single month to pay for credit card and to pay bills. Okay, because I'm paying stuff off. As I'm paying stuff off, trying to limit the amount of money in my expenditure. Okay, so but I would really like to cut back on that, right? So I need to put more money into my other accounts that are going to be generating more income that I can pull money from, instead of pulling from the accounts that have margins. Okay, but as soon as I pay up this property, right, that's done, that will actually cut down my expenses, because when I stop renting this apartment that I'm in right now, that will cut out another $300+ out of my expenses. Okay, because that place will be paid off, right? I still got to pay for like internet, gas, all the other stuff. But the money that we use to pay for rent every month, I won't have to worry about it, and I'll be in a nicer apartment with more space. And air condition. Air condition. You guys, you don't understand. You don't know what you're missing if you don't have it, right? When you don't have it, then you're like, oh my gosh, I missed this. But when you have it, it's nothing, because you don't even think twice about it. You just go and flip on the AC, and you get that nice cold air blowing, and you can work comfortably, and you don't have to deal with the bugs coming in or the flies flying around and all the other stuff. The simplest thing in life that we take for granted, sometimes you miss that, right? And it's just one of those things, guys, okay? It's just one of those things. Now, as I continue to grow my portfolio, right, y'all know the goal is to get to 60,000 a month. We halfway there, right? And that's more than anything else I can imagine, right? Was to get to $30,000+, right? Even though we go up and down, but getting to that it's remarkable on its own. And as I continue to get past that number gradually, guys, the feeling, I think when I first realized that I was a millionaire, yeah, it felt good. I scream and holler and jump around, like, oh, I did it. Then I'm like, I need to tell somebody. Oh, I can laugh at this now, right? Because I'm like, I need to tell somebody. Everybody needs to know that I'm a millionaire, right? And then I'm like, after a minute, I'm like, no, I ain't tell nobody nothing. Ain't nobody need to know anything, except for the people on YouTube, which my family people don't watch YouTube. Now my cousins does, but before that, nobody did. So nobody knew I had a nickel. And I think for some time, I think that was a great thing, because when nobody know what you have, nobody's gonna come and ask you for anything, because there's some you don't have it, right? Right? Because when somebody know you have something, so as I was saying, when nobody know what you have, people they don't want to ask you for nothing, because it's like, man, see, phone ringing. Some of the stuff I'm talking about, right? People calling for whatever reason. I have no idea. But when nobody know you have anything, people don't ask you to borrow money or like, yo, bro, I need help. Let me get 500, because they don't know you have it. But of course, I talk about money every day. I talk about investment every day. So if anybody that watch my channel, they're like, okay, he got some money, okay? But my money is making me money, so technically I don't have any money, because everything I have is invested into something that makes me money. So when I do need it, I can get to it, not because I need to get it to help somebody, right? I say this all the time. I don't want to give nobody a nickel, right? I can give you the knowledge, and you can put into yourself and use that knowledge to get you to where you need to be, than for me to give you money, right? And if somebody needs $500 and they say, oh man, I need $500, and you give it to them, the next time they're gonna be like, I asked that for 500, he gave me 500, so let me ask him for 300 this time, and he's gonna give it to me, and the next time, and the next time, and the next time. And then when the time that you do said no, then of course you're this horrible person, because even though you spent all this time doing all this research to learn something to make yourself better, but this other person do whatever to do with their life, to do what to do with their money, right? But now they need you to step in there and help them, right? But without thinking about anything else on how hard you work, how many hours you go up trying to learn this stuff, right? Like I said, I spent hours and hours a day looking at different stuff about the will strategy, Pullman cover call, all this stuff. I know what to do, but I just don't feel comfortable doing it to where I can say, you know what, I'm going to put a lot of my money, invest a lot of my money into this stuff. It's still risky, but looking at what I'm investing in now, it's probably more riskier. So sometimes it's just that mindset to say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And that's it. You just got to go ahead and do it. Now, I was talking to one of the guys a few minutes ago, and he was telling me, man, you need to bring me on your channel. I need to get my, and I said that I'm laughing at him. I need to give my, what you call it? How good, give a good synopsis of me being a good role model to him and how he went from zero to now he's making $15,000 a month. I'm like, yeah, but this is not why I do this, right? I'm not selling anything. So if I was selling stuff, then I could say, well, yeah, I need somebody to come and say, hey, come on here and tell people, how good, my investment strategy, I help you, right? Because I'm trying to sell a program or something. I'm not selling anything, right? When people give to the channel or people subscribe to the channel or become a member, they're only giving back to the channel because they want to, not because I'm giving them something in return, right? He said, yeah, you're right. I said, so I don't need somebody to come and say, yeah, I can verify what he's saying is true. I can care less. Okay? I show you guys what I do. Whether my portfolio is up or my portfolio is down, and of course it's daily basis. It's stuff one day's up, one day's down, one day's up, one day's down. So I already can't control that, but you guys see that every single day, right? You guys see that every single day. So there's risk involved. So there's a potential of losing your shirt. There's a potential of losing everything. So you do have to pay attention to your portfolio if you're investing in extreme high yield. Now, if you're investing in J&J, all stuff like that, McDonald's, yeah, they're not paying a lot of yield. They've been around for a lot of years, so you can rest easy a little bit. But I'm still gonna look at my portfolio every day. No means I have to talk to somebody. No means I have to sell anything. But when the market is down, of course I want to buy back in because now I'm making more money because I'm investing and buying more stuff. So this is what we talk about every day, guys. And like I tell you guys all the time, this is not financial advice, okay? I'm just a guy on YouTube that talk about my portfolio and hope that other people will listen and learn how to invest, okay? Because like I say all the time, now when I look at my Robinhood portfolio, even though it's not bringing in $1,000 a month, $1,000 a week, $1,000 a day, but the fact that I got pennies, nickels, quarters, dimes coming into that portfolio, right, to where it adds up at the end of the year, it is very important, right, to say, you know what, I need to add a little bit more into that so it can continue to grow. Because as it grows, guess what? We're going to go past that nickel and dime that we see coming in, because I have a lot of positions that are one share or less than a share. So of course I'm going to get 25 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents. But at some point, you guys are gonna see, right? That's 25 cents, 30 cents. It's gonna evolve to $1, $2, and then $3 or $4. So we're gonna go from having the 5 cents, 1 cent, 2 cents, to we're gonna be having $1 and $2 and $3. And that's gonna go to, the number is gonna continue to increase because we continue to reinvest into the portfolio. And we're gonna get to a point where we feel comfortable, right? To where we're just living and still reinvesting into the portfolio, because as the portfolio dividend, that tree, you plant that tree, you're collecting fruits from that dividend tree, and you plant more seeds, right? You plant more seeds and you get more income. It's just that simple. So on a bad day like today, right, I can look back and say, you know what, last week I got almost $4,000. The week before that I got $14,000. The week before that, I got another 7, 8, 10, 12. But it wasn't always this easy, guys, okay? So before I got to this $1,000 a week, I was making like $1,000 a month. But I took the leap of faith, I took the jump, I took the risk to get to the next level. So at some point you gotta decide, hey, what you want to do and how you're gonna get there. Okay? It's okay to take some risk, but you gotta take some clear risk. Okay? Risk. I don't even know how to say that. Clear risk. Risk is risk, right? But your risk level have to be on a different stage than mine, because I know my risk level is pretty high. Okay, guys. So like I said, this is not financial advice. I'm just here to motivate you guys and share what I'm going through, so you're not making the same mistakes I'm making with my portfolio. Okay, so you can avoid those mistakes. And if you have any questions, reach out, and I'll be happy to talk to you. Because it's not funny, but when people think that, oh, because you have money you don't have problems. The more money you have, the more problems you have, right? It's just that the problem, as it relates to monetary issues, it's not a big deal, because you have money, you can take care of it. But you still have life problems, life issues. Okay, so remember that. Okay, we make money so we can have less of a stress, because most of the issues come from money. So when you solve the money problem, now you have to solve life problem. That's a different issue I can help you with. Sometimes I can give advice on that also, but like I always say, it's not financial advice, and it'll be the same thing. I only give you what I go through, what I know, to get you to that next level, guys. Okay? So with that said, I want you guys to have an amazing day, and tomorrow, Wednesday, we're going to know what we're going to get paid from YieldMax. Okay? And have a blessed day. Peace out.